A very warm welcome to the 2025 Kamui Las Vegas Men's Open. We have reached the last 16 players and we have a fantastic matchup coming up from the Rio All Suites and Hotel in Las Vegas. Our next match is Yalin from Chinese Taipei taking on Szewczyk from Poland. Both former world champions playing for a spot in the quarterfinals. The game is 10 ball. We are playing best out of 5 sets, races to 4, and in the booth for this match we have Mark White and myself, Tim de Ruyter, bringing you all the live action. Welcome back, Mark. Good to have you.
Thank you very much. Now, both of these players, of course, have history in Las Vegas. Wojtek Szewczyk, 2022 World 10 Ball champion in this very arena, and also Yalin, that man there, was the Las Vegas Open champion in 2020. So, yeah, as you say, should be a good one, Tim. We just had that great final, didn't we, in the juniors? And there's a very, very focused man there. Look, Wojtek Szewczyk. Very, very intense player. Euro Tour winner. Recently had a baby as well, I believe, just about a year ago now. It must be, time flies, doesn't it? And that man there, well, has won so much in the game as well. Asian 10 Ball champion. Derby City Classic, Bigfoot 10 Ball Challenge champion, amongst lots of other titles as well. So, yeah, cream of the crop here, Tim. Some big, big talent on show. So here we go. Yalin to break off. Best of 5 sets. Set number 1. Buckle up, guys. It could get a little bit bumpy at times.
Well, not the break I'm expecting from him, usually one of the bigger breakers in the building, but has a different approach this time. Just went for solid hit on the 1, making the 1 and taking whatever. I do believe he has a cut on the 2 ball to start off his campaign here. It's a long one though and tough to get shape.
Class act, isn't he? Yalin, Tim. Been around, it seems, forever. Such a great, great player. Wanted to miss that ball. Sounded like he caught it, which he did. Camera didn't quite pick it up. We'll see it this time though. Caught the 5 ball. Robbed him a position straight to the corner to get the jump cue out. Predator player jumping with the air rush. Well, expected him to get that, Tim, I must be honest. And this is a chance for Wojtek very, very early on.
Well, I think if he only had to make the 3 ball, I think he was a high favorite to do so, but the shape on the 4 really made that jump a lot tougher.
Played that with low left. You could see where he was striking about 7 on the clock face. He's overdone it slightly though, Tim. Cue ball running away from the 5 ball now. Can he go into the 10? Can he use the 10?
I don't think so. I think he might have to run to the left side. Hopefully skim the 5 ball just a hair, but all he has, but not enough. Possible 5-10 combination. could be too aggressive. I wouldn't expect him to play that though. He could roll up on the 10 possibly.
Decisions. He's looking at it now. He's called the 10, I think. No, just the safety. And it's a good one. I think we might see the jump cue again here. What do you reckon, Tim?
Well, I feel Chen can still kick past the left side pocket, so I think the one rail kick, sending the 5 to the right long rail and possibly getting something behind the 6 is there. The jump, it's super close though. If you look at the distance between the cue ball and the 8, I am not a big fan of the jump.
Don't forget to follow all our social media pages, of course on Instagram, Pro Billiard Series, and of course on Facebook. You can get all the highlight reels and all the interviews and all the great stuff like that, guys. So don't forget, if you're not following, please do so. This has gone wrong.
Yeah, I believe he was trying to catch the other side of the 5 ball, so first, well, not the first real chance for Wojciech, but this is definitely a lot easier to run out than the position he's had before. Just gotta make sure he lands close to straight on the 8. With too much angle, could run into much trouble. Could always go to the short side of the 9, but obviously would like to play the 9 in the same corner as the 8. It's the easier option, so top left spin here.
So a little bit of an edgy first rack. Both players had the chances. It's Wojciech who takes the opener. The first time I ever commentated on Wojciech was actually during COVID, and he was playing these online challenges, and I remember the pool room that he used to play in had 2 big Alsatians, and I found out off of Wojciech later on that they actually were his dogs, and they used to lay there while he used to play his matches, and they just wouldn't get out of the way. He had to step over them sometimes, Tim. He didn't dare move them. Yeah.
I do have to correct myself though, as I recall I said it's best out of 5 sets, it's best out of 4 sets though. If we go tied 2 each, we go to a shootout. So best out of 4 sets, races the 4.
Yeah, basically if you win 3 sets, you win it, right? You can't be beaten.
Yeah.
No shootout, so you're kind of right. We'll let you off that one, Tim. It kind of makes sense. I didn't say anything because I thought he's kind of right in a way. You need 3 sets, right? We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, who else is gonna play just to win 2 sets? So. Oh, nice break. Good control. 2 balls on the break. Shape on the 2. Lovely layout.
Yeah, even the 7, 8, 9, Tim, are nicely up the same end of the table, aren't they? I just noticed. So get a nice shape to the 3 ball from this 2. He's in business.
Yeah, a little trickier 2 ball. He's got a little bit too much angle to just kill the cue ball on the same side as where the 2 is laying, so might have to go to the center of the table and take more cut on the 3. Not saying it's impossible, but we'll have to stroke it real smooth in order to kill the cue ball there. Yes, played the high side, but ran a little bit further than he's wanting to, so suddenly facing a little bit more cut. Less options with the cue ball. But should be fine to have the 4 ball right after in the left center pocket.
I thought he just overcut the 2 ball slightly. Could have caught the 2 ball just a little bit thicker, which meant he lost the cue ball slightly. Good recovery. Still has some work to do though.
Yeah, we'll have to move the cue ball into the kitchen and out. Just straight top spin. It's been landing on the wrong side a couple times now. Would have been ideal to be on the high side and go over the short rail to the 7. Now he might have to go to the top side of the 7 ball where he's looking at right now. One real shape over there.
Well, overrun again. A little bit thinner Tim on this than he may have wanted.
Oh, looks like he's swinging. Top left spin, 2 real shape on the 8. Oh, and he's missed it.
Played it with a lot of spin, pushed the cue ball into the 7, didn't he there, Tim? Hit it thick.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's missed it by quite a bit. 7 ball touched the long rail just past the side pocket already, so it's still early in the match though. See, those are the thoughts I usually try to put in my own head while playing, you know, like, well, it's still early, don't worry, you're gonna catch more feeling for the table in the long haul. So yeah, everybody is always going to start to play better in, yeah, the more games they have played. So
Judged that very nicely. Played a nice little cannon into the 9 ball. So we'll level things up at 1-1. And of course, winner breaks. We'll have the break also. Now, we should have been on the Joshua Filler match, Tim, but our match overran, so we didn't get to do it. But Alex Pagulayan has taken the opening set against Joshua Filler in that one. Filler 2-1 up in the second. That is available over on table 2. Any guys that would like to watch that?
So Jung steals the rack from Wojciech. After a great break from Wojciech, that was a good layout, good chance, but just seemed to lose the cue ball on a couple shots.
Plenty of free pool to watch on Pro Billiard TV. There you go. If you subscribe and like and hit that notification bell, guys, every time we go live, you'll get a nice little message and you won't have to miss anything. Well, Max Lechner isn't missing much at the moment either. He's 1 set up over Greek Alex Kazakis. Marko Tojca is a set up as well against Albert Arta. Radislav Babica is a set down to Jeffrey DeLuna. The ball going well. He's on a charge. Well, ball's flying in everywhere there, Tim.
Yeah, just very interesting. I think it's the first tournament within the Pro Billiard series where I see players are starting to break less hard and have amazing results. It's like they figured something out on the balls. I'm not able to put my finger on it yet, but so far 2 balls on the break and shape again for Chang.
Yeah, normally when they're breaking the side, Tim, they usually go with a lot of power just to hopefully make a ball. If not, they mess the table up, right? But as you say, they've spotted something and it seems to be working for a few players. It's not so hard break, is it? More controlled, a much squarer hit as well.
Yeah. It chose not to do much more with the cue ball. He's playing for safety behind the 5. Is he banking the 4 ball off the 6 and just focusing on the cue ball with the 5? Or is he going to try and get the 6 ball in between?
Nicely done. Very quiet man around the tournaments, keeps himself to himself. Doesn't speak any English, I don't believe. Does all his talking on the table. He speaks the language of Paul, Tim, that's for sure.
Difficult hit. Scratch is also there. Played it really well. There was really not much more that he could have gotten here. You know, he was just trying to play the right speed to where the 4 would not go over the side pocket, which he's done really well. Chang acknowledged that. Tapped on the table.
The pace was perfect, wasn't it, Tim?
Yeah, and that's actually really impressive if you look at he's going over 2 rails, catching the ball on the correct side or the side he was trying to hit it. Then he's playing that pace to where he cannot lose the game off it. If you think about it, it's quite impressive.
Called the bank here, I think, just in case. No intention of making it, of course, just calling it. You may as well call something.
Well, I definitely would say that both of these players' strongest skill in pool is the big grind. So the safety game, the kicking, everything that evolves around the defense. So whenever they start to struggle running out, I know it's going to be, well, extremely tough to still beat them.
Should I have packed some sandwiches? Is that what you're saying? Could this be a bit of a long match, you reckon?
Well, it definitely could turn into them because they have a strong mental game. Beautiful straight back here though, nice pocket speed, that's how it's still slid in. You know, both have no give up. They keep fighting for every shot. They are clever players. They have big grind, so yeah, for sure. Could be a longer match, but for me, I'm just hoping to have a close match.
just seen a first for me, Tim. We've got somebody watching the filler match but listening to our commentary. That must be very, very confusing.
I'm not too sure if I would be able to do that.
Oh, he's underhit it. He didn't catch that right. He knew the moment he hit it that he hadn't hit it pure. May see the left-handed thin contact here.
Yeah, I think he was trying to cheat the pocket there a little bit and slide over more to the right. He just shot it too well in the corner, and that same corner was threatened by the cue ball there. That was close. He almost scratched.
Is he going at this? I think he is. Well, he certainly did, trying to go up and down twice.
Yeah, quite aggressive.
A wild one there. Yeah, very aggressive, wasn't it? No thoughts of two-way in that particular shot. He went all in. All his chips thrown onto the table at once.
Oh, nicely done. Good cue ball. Did end up on the rail, so a little bit more scary on this 10. Just gotta make sure you put a nice pop on there. Don't push the ball. Strike it. Should be fine. Oh, the cue ball is okay.
Don't scare me like that. I looked away very, very briefly because I'm going to bring you some latest scores, Tim, and all of a sudden I heard, oh, cue ball. You made me nearly have a heart attack. So, some other matches in progress for you. Dennis Grabat is up against John Moore. Now, John Moore seems to be playing really, really well just lately, and he's taken the first set against the Estonian. But it's the Estonian that leads 2-1 in the second set. Stefan Kasper and Daniel Maciel are 1-1 at the moment in sets. Roberto Gomez has lost the first set to Dimitris Lukatis from Greece. Radislav has lost the first set to Jeffrey De Luna and he's 2-1 down in the second. Marco Teucher has won the first set and trails 3-2 against Albert Yanuata in the second. And now Josh Filler has levelled. He's taken the second set. They are at 1-1. And Alex Kazakis, the second Greek in the last 16, has lost the first set, but is one rack up in the second set against Austrian Max Lechner. Perfect timing to see the break from Wojtek Szewczyk. Oh, beautiful. Well, how well is that, Tim? How well has he hit that?
Well, just like his first break, had a similar outcome, similar hit, made the one in the side, but facing a tougher shot on the 2-ball. See 1 in the 9 slipping in. The red 3-ball doesn't go in the top left, so has to play shape to the top side of the 3 in this case. 6-ball comes a little bit in between, so he's not just able to play low left. He kind of has to put more smooth stroke on there with less left spin.
Pretty much like the other break you were talking about, Tim, when he finished on the 2 and he was trying to hold for the 3 into the top left corner as we look now. Do you remember that? And just left himself a little bit thin, didn't he? And got out of position later in the rack.
Yeah. Well, actually, things could have been way worse, but for a player of his standard calling the straight back in the corner to catch the double kiss, it's unexpected. But to make the 3 in the side, leave your opponent very awkward over that orange 5 ball. And you kind of have to take it. You cannot afford yourself to give this back to your opponent. Now if he manages to make the 4-7 combination and get shape, he's out. So you have to take it, but it's not a comfortable one. Played it great though. Definitely made that look easy. Yeah, a little bit surprised he's played it this way. Left himself quite some cut again. And the cue ball will have to move a couple rails.
I certainly did. Take it to the side or the corner. Called the corner.
Well, I would expect him to shoot it to the corner, but looks like he's cutting it in the side. Just gotta make sure stays away from the 10 ball.
He's not
Just
afraid to
barely
move the
missed.
cue ball, is he, Tim?
I was gonna say just barely missed the 10. And he's off angle here and very close to the 8. Big shot here. Still able to cut it and let the cue ball go 2 rails, 3 rails around the 10, but lost the cue ball again just by the slightest. A little rub of the 10 ball, but he's on the 10.
Great shot. Was missable. Officially a part of this last 16 match on the scoreboard. Now then, let's talk about banks for a minute or so, Tim. I know you love a bit of banks. You've done a very good tournament in Derby City, didn't you? Had a great tournament there. I believe you finished top 8, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was quite surprised myself too. Tables were playing pretty tough, so I just really tried to take it a ball at a time, and at some point I started to feel the banks quite a bit, and I had a good chance to beat Billy, Thorpe or Feather actually, so yeah, just happy. And it's a great game to play. It's just such a different vibe, and I'm quite sure our viewers are going to appreciate that too.
Yeah, it all starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and just to give you a few names: Shane Van Boning, Tony Chohan, Justin Hall, Chip Compton, Skylar Woodward, Evan Lunda, Francisco Bustamante, John Mora, Alex Peggy Lyon. All the big boys are in town for this one. Billy Thorpe as well. Billy the banker. I've just noticed. I didn't know he was there. I've just spotted his name. The Torpedo, or the banker, whatever you want to call him. Going through a really, really good time at the moment, Billy Thorpe. Turned his life around, getting fit, quit the drinking, practicing a lot more. And if you remember, Derby City Classic, I had the pleasure of commentating on it. He had a great 9-1 win, Tim, over Vitali Patsura, and went quite deep in the 9 ball there. So looking forward to seeing Billy play as well. He's a character.
Well, and especially watching him play banks is just phenomenal. It's just different class.
Favourite, you would say, to take the title? Races to 3.
Yeah, usually it's either Billy or Sky. That's where most of the people I would expect they would put their money on. But there's a couple outsiders. I mean, like Tony is always dangerous. Justin Hall is a great banker too. SVB, of course. So it's definitely not a deadlock, but yeah, well, definitely plenty of reasons to watch it this week.
The only name missing is Tim de Ruyter, but he'll be in the booth. So there you go.
Oh,
Oh, friendly little bump there.
yeah, not good enough though. Nowadays, with how well the jump cues are made, it's so easy to jump that slightest edge and still make a solid hit or like play a resave. Probably going to bank the one ball over again. Was trying to, but struggled to beat the kiss. Nine ball is called. Combination, you see the jump. Yeah, not too much air, was perfect height-wise. Just the accuracy and oh.
Yeah, straightforward combo, or it looked like straightforward, but as we know, combos are never quite that, are they? Something can always go wrong. You're trying to control 3 balls all at once. The 2022 World Temple Champion from this very arena. I remember standing there, Tim, watching it with the Polish boys, Fortunski, Widensky. Radislav was there as well, as this guy potted the winning 10 ball.
Yeah, first Polish world champion, I believe. That is actually quite some achievement because they've got a big list of great players. So to be the first, it's quite the title.
Yeah, and Widensky, of course, won back-to-back Las Vegas Opens, didn't he?
Well, they have a great support system too in their country. Okay, well, this is a important game though. It's not an easy layout. Would be nice to be as straight as possible on the 6 to play the 7 in the bottom left and then cross over for the 8 in the bottom right. Could always go for oh, perfect.
What did you say about finishing straight on the 6? What a shot that is. Judged to
Yeah, he's
perfection.
played perfect shape, but for a second I thought that 7 ball could come into play, but he's judged it perfect. Stop shot here will give him a nice angle to cross over for the 8. I don't like the 8-9 combination. I'd rather shoot the 8 in the bottom right. And I don't know why he would draw back for the same corner. This is awkward. Too much angle. Could try to run into the 8. And if he catches either the left or the right side of the ball, could end up with a nice shot, but this is so tough to float it in with a touch of inside spin, holding the cue ball perfect. Wow.
What a shot.
Yeah, great base. What a shot he's just played there. And like I mentioned, it's an important chance, you know. He can get to the hill first. Winning the opening set definitely puts your opponent under more pressure, so it's a good start. Would definitely be a great start to do so. Now, probably 4-rail shape, top left spin, 3-4 rails.
Hit it beautifully. Now this format, Tim, did have its doubters at the beginning, didn't it, when it started back in, I think it was 2021, but it really has gone from strength to strength, this format, and now it's an accepted format which the players are embracing. The crowds certainly are, because it's really is an exciting format, and we're not getting too many shootouts. I know the first couple of years there was more, when it was just, you know, if it went one set each, it was then an automatic shootout. But since it's gone to the best of 3 in stage 1, it really has become a format that's really, really exciting. A few stats for you to have a look at while we're just waiting for our referee to. Well, look at that. There's the, what a shot that is. I've never seen that camera angle before. There's the golden rest, the golden bridge, not the Golden Gate Bridge, not that one in San Francisco. It's the Golden Bridge from Predator in Florida.
Well, same break, this time not making the 1 ball. I think Chang is hooked on the 1. Might see value in jumping and cutting the 1-9 combination. Yeah, put a little bit more power into this break, that's why that 1 ball came up higher.
Push out.
Well, that combination is not there. It's called the push. Yeah, what do we play here? I don't like the offense, no future on getting on the blue 2, so he's probably looking to cut the 1 slightly off the 9 underneath the 10 and bring the cue ball in the top left corner, possibly behind the 3, and even better would be behind the 5, but it's a small window.
Didn't want to make that 9 ball. Look at this for a shot. What about that for a shot? Absolutely perfect. It's a real snooker safety, that is, trying to get behind the bolt colours, isn't it? Thin off the red in snooker, not behind the bolt colours. Did he get cover, Tim? Has he got it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, there's your answer.
Right. Believe it or not, it looked like it was far off, but if he manages to miss the side pocket point, I think with all the spin on there, he really had a good chance. It's really close. That was a good try. Okay, so could shoot the 2-ball into the long rail and off the 9 in the corner. Because he's doubting if the 2-ball goes straight in the corner, so every mistake from here could lose the set to him.
Yeah, Jung actually took about a 3-year break from American pool. He played a lot of Chinese pool just after COVID.
So let's see if there's, I was gonna say, more risk in this layout. Definitely the 7-ball could be more tricky. I mean, there is a 7-9 combination where you have to still take care of the 7-ball, not lose control.
This is the key shot, isn't it, Tim? If you can get nicely on this 6 that can take him to the other side, the slightly short side of the 7 to play into this bottom left as we look now, that would alleviate that problem. And I think he can just draw straight over there from the looks of this angle. He should be okay here.
Yeah, stayed away from the combination. On the rail on the 7, but as long as he makes the 7-ball, he's guaranteed to have the 8 in the side. This is looking to be a hill start.
Whenever I hear those two words, hill and start, together, I break out in a cold sweat. It's the first thing I failed my driving test on, a hill start. Took me 5 attempts, Tim, to pass my driving test. Don't ever get in a car with me, especially now, since I'm blind in one eye. Oh. Yeah, nicely done. I don't know if that came across in the sound, but a helicopter just flew right past my window, very, very close. So apologies if you picked up the noise of that, guys. Anyway, hill. First set. Shall we do a little bit of a check, Tim, around the room? Just give you some scores, shall I? In our other last 16 matches. Villa against Alex Pagulayan. Well, the German lost the opening set. He won the second, and he's on the hill in the third set, so he's going well there. Max Lechner won the first set, but 3-1 down in the second set against Alex Kazakis, so the Greek is fighting back. Marko Tojca 2-0 up now on Albert Vanuata. Vladislav Bicha still 1 set down to Jeffrey De Luna, and Jeffrey De Luna is on the hill in the second. Dimitris Lakatos and Roberto Superman Gomez are locked at 1 set each. Stefan Kasper, Daniel Maciel are also at 1-1, but the pole is 3-1 up in the third set. And John Mora and Dennis Grabet are 1 set each, and the Canadian one rack up in the third set. Here we go. Chang Junglin then breaking off with heel here.
Well, there's one thing I don't understand, Mark. Maybe you can enlighten me on this, but I felt like he broke the balls different than he did the whole match. Or is that me? See, I think he
it was
put
a little
more
bit harder,
power in it.
a little bit snatch. Yeah, it was a little bit harder, wasn't it? Definitely. A bit more power. There wasn't that nice controlled stroke, Tim. Looked a little bit punchy, a little bit snatchy on that particular one.
Yeah, which I would not understand, because so far I was very impressed with how he came out of the gate breaking wise. And now he's cutting the 1-2 real shape. If he runs, I believe, into the 3 ball on the left. Scary though. Low pace is always scary on this kind of cuts. Well, he ran into the 2 ball, but it has worked.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse, couldn't it? He's okay here. A little bit of traffic though, Tim, to try and avoid. Trying to get to the 3 ball.
Okay, so key shot. Oh, there's 2 key shots still. He's got a lot of work to do. I was gonna say this 3 to the 4 needs some work, but also getting from the 5 ball to the 6 ball. It's easily to lose a cue ball and not end up with a shot. So getting to the 4, check. He's got a slight angle, so he can draw into the 8 and the 10, 2 rails out to play the 5.
Not quite as crucial to lose the first set now that we've gone to 4 sets instead of the best of 3. But it's always nice to win the first set, isn't it? Just settle you down a little bit more.
Well, it buys you time, and it's going to frustrate your opponent a little bit, especially if you keep winning them hill. Okay, so has a shot on the 6, needs to leave himself a similar angle to get from the 7 to the 8. Would be a big finish if he runs out here, because this layout was not very easy after Chang's break.
He's stroking the ball very, very nice at the moment as well, Szewczyk. Very good, isn't he, Tim, technical-wise? Keeps very, very still. You can see he's working very hard on every shot. Make sure he gets it all right. Couldn't have played that much better.
Okay, he's going to try and just get past the side and take a little bit more cut on the 10. As you can see, he could potentially scratch in the side pocket, so this is the best he could have done, but perfect. Impressive run out. If he makes a 10 here, big steal in the opening set. There it is. Wojciech Szewczyk clinches the first set after a dry break from Chang. Are they going to take a break, or do they like to continue playing? Let's see. Looks like both gentlemen are ready to play the second set right after, so let's keep this train going.
Some early stats for you, Tim, to run your very, very knowledgeable eye across. What do you see there? What jumps out at you? Look at the 909 from Szewczyk. That jumps out at me.
Well, one thing that's very interesting is that most of the people would think Chang lost the first set due to that dry break. But if you look on the offensive side, he's missed 3 balls to Szewczyk's 1 ball. So, yeah, definitely Chang missing 3 balls in the race to 4. I would find that quite shocking.
Yeah, and look at the safety efficiency as well. You did say that both of these players are ready to grind it out in all departments. 100% safety success from the pole, just 67% for Chang Jung Lin. Second set then, Szewczyk to break in this particular set. Winner from now on.
Yeah, also a little bit
power
more
there.
cut. And look at this. Shot on the 1, possible 2-10 combination. If Chang can cut this in with some inside and stay on the left side of the combination, it's a big favorite of a very quick game in this second set. First game in the second set.
Yeah, if ever there was a case for how important making a ball on the break is, there it is. Could be a very, very quick rack. Well, would have preferred not to have kissed the 3 ball, but it's still on, isn't it? Maybe just a little bit more awkward, Tim, but you'd expect him to make this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I know he's missed a combination earlier in the first set, but this one is kind of, you can shoot at it freely. You don't have to play it soft. You don't have to think about pocket speed. Just whatever speed you find very comfortable to deliver a nice stroke. But he's
Didn't
missed
get
this
close.
also. And
Yeah, didn't even hit the jaw, did he? He was well wide of the mark. The only good thing is he hasn't left it. But he might be in a bit of trouble here after this shot. Thin off the 2.
well, could consider going aggressive too. There is a cut, and he can reach it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realise it wasn't. I thought it was a lot closer than it is. There's a gap there, isn't there? He can make this, and it's perfect for the right-hander, but he doesn't fancy it.
Yeah, I mean, they're still on under the shot clock too, and if he had spent too much time looking at the save, it's maybe better to just stick with the save. Ooh. If he had tucked that cue ball just next to the 9, it would have been an even better shot. You would expect Chang to hit the 2 ball at least.
Would Would love to hit the second rail and kind of flick off it. Send it towards this bottom left-hand corner. He's called it full in the face.
Yeah, interesting stuff. I'm just wondering if there's something that is causing Chang to struggle a bit. Because it looks like all the small details are just not there at the moment. But also, like I mentioned before,
sensing it.
yeah, that's exactly what I mean. With Szewczyk being such a good tactician, it's also tough to play well. You know, they both are so capable of making someone play bad.
He really is a grinder, isn't he, Szewczyk? He makes you fight, Tim, for every ball, doesn't he? He really does. He doesn't give anything away. He's very, very frugal with his gifts, shall we say.
Oh, he's hit the 3-ball there. I think so far by fouling on that shot, I think it turned out to be safe on the 3-ball, but he might have a carom. He could go aggressive and play the carom here, but knowing Szewczyk, or does it? Or maybe the 3-ball does go to this. No, he's going for the 10.
Well, he has to make this though. Can't see he's going to get safe off it, Tim, if he doesn't. Unless he gets a lucky hook, which he hasn't. So chance then for Chang Jung-lin. Just said you don't get many gifts from Wojtek Szewczyk. Well, there is one. Got pretty close, Tim, to the carom. Wasn't easy, was it?
No, there was quite some distance in between. And also knowing that if you don't make the shot, you're going to open up the big cluster on the table, and yeah, you could potentially sell out the farm. So those things don't make that shot a lot easier, but still, Chang has been struggling, so it's not a guarantee he runs out here. Getting from the 6 to the 7, 6, 7, 8. Needs some extra work. Would expect him to shoot the 7 in the top right corner with angle to stun over again for the 8. But it would be nice to leave himself angle on the 6 to at least get the cue ball out. And he hasn't.
Exactly where he wanted to be on this 8-ball. Just move the cue ball off the rail slightly for the 9. Once again, clinical from Chang Jung-lin, and he will take this opening rack in this second set. How familiar are you, Tim, with Stefan Kasper? Do you know much about him?
Yeah, I mean not too much, but I know his style of play. I've seen him play quite often. We've played each other in the European Temple Championship, so I got to see his style, his play. He's very solid. Does have quite a snooker technique background, but especially in the rotation games, seems to have really good results lately. Finished second in the Euro Tour in Treviso actually, just a couple weeks ago. So I'm not surprised that he's still in the tournament here in the last 16.
Yeah, he's going well also over Polish Daniel Maciel. He's 2-1 up now, the German, over the Pole. And another Pole in trouble, Radoslav Babica. He's 2 down now in sets to Jeffrey DeLuna, the ball. Jeffrey's having a very, very good run as well here. Filler has taken the 3rd set. He's 2-1 up now in his match over the Lion. And Alex Kazakis has also levelled in sets at 1-1 against Max Lettman.
Well, he's now starting to break harder and harder, which I was praising him quite a bit for that softer break he did, and it was working so well. So out of the sudden he started changing it up, and he's now starting to give Wojciech good chances.
Yeah, that was almost old school. He actually bent that BK Rush carbon shaft on the bed of the table there. You saw it physically bend, which is obviously proof that he is putting a lot more into this. And it's kind of what pool players do, isn't it, Tim? When they're not making a ball, they tend to go harder and harder instead of maybe just looking back at what actually happened. You know, what was working before for them.
Yeah, definitely a thing that most pool players do when things are not working. They start to smack everything they have into the break. Oh. Did not have to run into the 6 ball. Could have floated it in and stay on the high side, but has enough to still play the combination on the 9. Just gotta make sure he doesn't lose control over the 3 ball.
Back in the old days when we had the big TVs, before all these flat screen technology, and they used to go wrong, we just used to keep hitting it harder and harder if it went wrong, and that's how we fix most things. Maybe that's where it stems from.
So
actually,
you would say
Tim,
it's
you
more,
mentioned,
it's more of an old school.
yeah, yeah, it's old school kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah, 5 to the 6, Tim, is the key here, isn't it?
Yeah, center of the table needed to cross over to the top right corner.
It's pretty central.
Wow.
Foul it is. And that was always going to be the problem, wasn't it? Getting from the 5 to the 6. Didn't expect a scratch, I must say. Just got a little bit too much spin into it, Tim, didn't he? Or too much bottom, either one.
Yeah, I think he overspun the ball there a little bit. He was trying to get really straight on the 6. He tapped on the long rail like 1 diamond, maybe half a diamond. Maybe that was the risk. Maybe he could have played for a little bit more cut and just making sure you stay at the table. Chang picking up the pieces here. Looking forward to a 2-0 lead. There it is.
You mentioned selling the farm earlier. Now, I do love the origin of sayings and things like that, Tim. And I'm sure you are well aware of where that phrase comes from. But for those of you that don't, it actually originates from the idea of a farmer selling their entire property, which is considered their most valuable asset, signifying a desperate or extreme measure to make a quick profit. So yeah, selling the farm is kind of what Wojtek just did there on that 6-ball. Scratching. The 5-ball, I should say, trying to get to the 6-ball. Who's impressed you this week, Tim, that we've seen? Anyone stand out for you that could be a possible champion here this week?
Well, definitely one of the players that impressed me was Yalin earlier. But I just know that he's been playing really well lately, so that's one of the reasons. John Mora also seemed to be playing a lot better than he has in a long while, so that could be one. He's tied currently 1 each with Dennis Grape, so that is actually, he's hanging in there. Dennis has been showing good form. Still, we haven't seen too many matches too, with of course the other events running at the same time, so really tough for me at the moment to make the opinion. But yeah, definitely the winner of Joshua Filler and Alex Pegdalion has a good chance, I think.
Yeah, I think anything Joshua Filler's in these days, you have to make him as a favourite, don't you? More or less. He is the informed man, I think. Also went very well at the Derby City, winning the 9-ball, retaining the title, which is never easy, Tim, in such a big field.
Wow.
Oh, lovely little shot
Great
there.
shot there.
Lovely shot.
Yeah, nice little two-way. Knew he was always going to get the shape on the 4, but for future reference needed to open up that cluster. Now, he doesn't have to play this with spin. Stay away from the inside spin because you're glued to the rail. Makes the shot so much harder. So just play center ball and get to the top side of the 5-ball for the bottom left corner in this view. Don't try to do too much here.
That shot he played from 3 to the 4 whilst nudging out that 6-ball was the key to this rack, wasn't it? And he should go on now to finish the job and get onto the hill in this second set.
Yeah, and he definitely has stepped it up compared to the first set. First set included quite some mistakes. Now, I believe only 1 or 2 mistakes from Szewczyk, and he's going to be 3-0 up in the second set. Chang is. And that's the thing too, like if you play the shorter format with the short sets here, you know that you don't have as much time to feel the table, to get comfortable within the arena. You have to be there or you're out. But with this best out of 4 sets format, you know you can lose a set and say, you know, it gave me time to feel the table. I will be starting to play better soon. So there's more calm.
I thought you was going to quote a piece of Shakespeare there for a moment. To be there or not to be there? That is the question. Did you learn any Shakespeare at school in your English?
No.
You obviously took English, did you? Did you take
Well,
English at school?
I did take English at school, but no Shakespeare, no worries.
Alas, poor Yannick. I knew him well. There's the... I was going to mention earlier on, one of our local pool rooms here is just starting to do this, Tim, over there, main table, my local pool room, Double Kiss. They've got 3 at the moment, but they've got a 10-foot and a 9-foot inside each other, and one over the other end to light up the players as well. And it really does look good. These Predator arena lights are really something, aren't they? They've kind of changed the whole face of pool. Everywhere you look now seems to be installing them. So congratulations. A big up to Ira Lee, the inventor of those. Hope you're doing well, Ira. Back to the action.
Well, made a ball on the break. No open shot on the 1, but definitely a great safety opportunity. 2 balls actually on the break, made the 5 and the 4 ball. So let's see if he can kill the cue ball behind the 310.
Got a double kiss.
Well, just wondering, is Wojciech still able to go over the bottom short rail? He might have to aim towards the 6 and then masse around. Try to go 2 rails, kick the 1 ball back up table. But yeah, if you have to do all that, why not just go 3 rails? He's going to try and send the 1 ball to where the cue ball is now.
Did he call it? Did he call the side? They normally do, don't they? Now, is there a gap there? There could be a gap through the 8 and the 2, Tim. How unbelievable would that be? And there is, look. Oh, it's cruel sometimes.
That would be insane, because I feel he really played that kick shot not that bad at all. Like, he played good speed, solid hit, was gonna separate the balls. Could have had 4 balls in between, and he finds the window.
Could nudge into the 8 here, but doesn't want to push it towards the 7. Maybe he'll just draw away from it. Oh, he did nudge the 7, the 8 rather.
Just gotta make sure you play enough pace. That's what he's done. Good call.
My first and last one for the tournament. Trust me.
Well, the week is still long.
Yeah, we're exactly halfway through, aren't we? We're 5 days through the 10. This is always the biggest event of the year. Second, well, it's even longer than Derby City, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you've never been to the Rio, guys, during the 10 days of the CSI Expo, you really, really do need to go and experience it. It's like nothing else. There's over 300 bar box tables, plus all the Predator 9-foots as well. And then all of the booths around the outside of the main conference area room is just a sight to behold, isn't it, Tim? It's just, if you've never seen it, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around and believe it when people tell you how massive it is. But it really is a spectacle. So just like the Moscone or the Derby City or the US Open, tournaments like that, it really is one of the big ones, isn't it, Tim, to go and see on the ball calendar. So second set then, and both players are going to disappear, Tim. We might as well do the same, mightn't we, for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, we'll be back in a minute. welcome back everybody to the 2025 Kamui Las Vegas Men's Open. We're at the final 16 players. Currently the score is tied 1 each between Jung and Yalin and Szewczyk. As you can see at the statistics, pretty even match so far. Both players really good tacticians, good with kicking, safeties. Quite all-round players, so yeah, the only statistic which I find pretty shocking is the fact that Jung has missed twice the amount of balls compared to Szewczyk. But he's got a chance to redeem himself. Tim de Ruyter and Mark White in the booth. Third set coming. Okay, so made the 5-ball on the break. Shape on the 1. Again, if you look at him, he is whacking the ball as hard as he can. But makes a ball. 3-ball tied up on the bottom, so won't be able to play for the run out here, I feel. But if he can get straight on the 2 and a stop shot safety behind the 6 off the 3-ball could do the work.
Broke a lot more centrally there, Tim, as well, didn't he? He's been going right from the edge, but I think he went a little bit more into the middle there, didn't he, with that break?
Yeah.
Well, we have one result to bring you. Joshua Filler has come from behind, from 1 set behind, to beat Alex Pagulai, and he's done the double on him. He beat him in the 9-ball at Derby City. He's now beaten him in the Kamui Las Vegas Open, 3-1. He's the first man into the quarterfinals. We're disappointed, Tim. There, he didn't get covered, did he?
Yeah, it wasn't the toughest of safeties too, but I think he was trying to play a great speed and put the 3 on the short rail as well. Could have done with just a good cue ball. Still not easy to counter this position, but at least he has an open look on the 3-ball. Could call the bank shot to the bottom right corner and then try to miss it thick and leave a difficult shot right after. It's not like you're going to sell out the whole bunch with how the 6-ball is still locked up now. Side to side safety. It was really tough to get the 4-ball right in between, so I think he was just trying to not use an extension and not sell out.
Do anything there regarding the 6, so safety, Tim. Better.
This time is a lot better than he tried before. It's not impossible to hit though, and Wojciech can completely focus on bringing the 6-ball to the top short rail as there's no scratch. So just gotta make sure he catches the ball quite full, top left spin, could land behind the 7. Oh, he's caught the 10-ball first.
Well, that's a big mistake, isn't it? Big mistake. Quite
Well,
the error.
It's definitely not what I would be expecting from him. From both these players, I would not expect those kind of mistakes because they are usually so well in the kicking and the safeties, the defensive part of the game.
Jung Lin's also won the doubles, hasn't he, with Chao Che Yu? Finished in the final of the teams as well. Who can forget that, against Germany? Josh and Pia Filler, along with Moritz Neuhausen. Remember that, Tim, in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, that was a crazy final with the shootout. That might be one, if I would go back on YouTube, if I have time later on and I'm like, okay, let's go watch something exciting. Let's look for something great to watch, you know? I think I might go back to that final because with that ending around the shootout as well, that was phenomenal.
There was also that incident, wasn't there, where Chang Jung Lin moved the cue ball with his tip and was called a foul. Lots of drama in that, but how dramatic it was when Pia, just amazing scenes there. I seem to remember you got injured in Puerto Rico as well, Tim. Did you dive into a swimming pool and scratch all your chin on the bottom of the pool? You broke your tooth, didn't you, from memory?
Great memories, love it.
I didn't mean that was a great memory, mate. It was something that I remembered from there.
I certainly hit the bottom of the swimming pool and I know it hurt. That's a guarantee. So let's go back to the match. Great.
Yeah, always check the depth of the pool, mate. Always check the depth.
I will never forget.
Let's go back, getting the hook behind the 2 here, I'd imagine.
Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, the only pool I get close to is playing pool.
And I'm the opposite. I'll stick to the swimming. You stick to the playing pool, all right? That's the deal, yes?
Yeah, fine. Difficult to hit this 1-ball though, as it's so in the open. Full hit. Gets distance. Did he leave it to the side? I don't think so. Nice full ball hit though. Like I mentioned, so tough to do. It's so wide open. Yeah, has left it to the side pocket. Just has to watch the speed. Doesn't want to land funny on the 2. And also has to watch out to not run into the 5-ball. Well, that certainly has worked.
Made it a lot thinner, didn't he, Tim, than he had to, which enabled him to miss the 5. Unfortunately, he caught the 8-ball, but he's still okay on this 2-ball. Just has to be a little bit careful of the speed control to make sure he doesn't come too far and hook himself behind the 4. The Yeah, I like that, Tim. Resetting himself. Wasn't quite on the line, he thought, so got up and started again. Reset.
Well, also with how it was slight awkward queuing over the 8. He's done pretty nice there. Guaranteed to have a shot on the 4, so it's just make the ball with stun left. Should always be fine here.
The winner of this set will be guaranteed at least a shootout, Tim. If we do go 2 sets all, it will be the shootout.
Well, it definitely has been some time since I've seen one of the shootouts, so why not have one here?
Yeah, were you with me? We had one in the juniors, Savannah Easton. She had 2 shootouts actually in both her first 2 matches. She went on to lose in the semi-final against the eventual runner-up. You may have seen that, Nico Conkel losing out in the final of the juniors just before this match. Laz Martinez, the new star, winning the inaugural tournament.
In the meantime, important rack this. Szewczyk, who lost 5 games in a row, has to stop the streak.
He's 30 years old now, Wojtek, married man with a child. Did reach the quarterfinals of the World 9 Ball back in 2015, but went one better in the 10 Ball, of course, in 2022 in this very arena when he lifted the World 10 Ball title. Levelling it up in the 3rd set here. No other results to bring you, just all latest scores, everything in progress, guys. Joshua Filler is the only man at the moment through to the quarterfinals. And they will continue tomorrow, the quarterfinals, from 5 p.m. local time. The ladies start out tomorrow, Tim. We've got the banks, we've got the wheelchair, parasport face-off as well, which I'm really looking forward to. Henrik Larsson and Charlie Hans, 2 excellent cue artists. And believe it or not, this week in Thailand, it actually starts today in Bangkok. We have the Parasport Snooker Championships, and there's a friend of mine over from the UK called Matthew Lester who's been making the news just recently because the airline that he was travelling with wouldn't allow him to take his wheelchair onto the plane because it was an electric one, and there were some problems with the battery, believe it or not, that was on this wheelchair. But anyway, it's all been sorted out. He's arrived in Bangkok. I want to wish my friend Matthew Lester all the best in Bangkok at the Parasport Snooker. That's starting today. Back to this one. Szewczyk breaking. Square.
Wow, look at this. 6 in the side, 1 ball, couple rails, but dressing up nicely. First look at the table looked quite promising. It's only to get from the 1 ball to the 2, anything decent on the 2.
Yeah, I just want to make a correction there and an apology. It's actually Tuesday, and the reason I'm getting a little bit mixed up is because today is already Monday where I am in Thailand. I'm a day ahead, I'm 15 hours ahead. So yeah, I beg your pardon, it's Tuesday that the quarterfinals start.
Wow. This is probably the only thing that could have gone wrong on that. To get that out of line. Let's call it in the bottom left. Is going to try to play with stun left, long rail, short rail, and checking the cue ball back to the right towards the 4, towards the center of the table. It's difficult to judge sometimes being so close to the ball.
Yeah, good call, Tim. That's the only reason that he missed that 2 ball, simply because he was so close to it. He was trying to do a lot with the cue ball as well. He did get onto the 3 ball. Even if the 2 ball would have dropped, I think Jung would have been okay on the 3, but even better now, he can play his own position.
Well, like I mentioned too, it was all about the 1 and the 2 ball. If they would get anything like this on the 3, you will have to favor both of getting out, because yeah, it's just so lined up. 3, 4, 5 on the same side. Get something on the 7 ball, guaranteed to be on the 8. Yeah, you could say maybe 9 to 10, but now I'm just trying to complain about something.
We have another result to bring you. Daniel Maciel, the Puerto Rican Open champion, has been knocked out by Stefan Kasper from Germany by 3 sets to 1. So he's the second name into the quarterfinals.
Landed a little bit straighter on the 5, so it will be interesting. Could play a stop shot here and just take a longer 7. Could also run the cue ball 2 rails forward, but then risking to be hooked, so that's what he's done. A little longer, a little further away. To be too clever there. Made sure he's left himself a nice angle. Yeah, a little bit higher on the 10, but should be fine.
Jung on the verge of taking a 2-1 lead in this one. John Mora on the verge of victory over Dennis Grabet. He's 2-1 up in sets and 3-0 up in the 4th set. So things looking good for John Mora, the Canadian. You mentioned he'd been playing well, Tim, just recently.
Well, we've had one of Mora's first matches in this tournament on the TV table. And he looked to be pretty confident under the shot clock. His speed was already quite nice to be playing his first round match on the TV table. So those were early good signs.
Not too much in it as far as balls potted are concerned. So breaking to get on the hill, Yalin.
And now moving to the side rail again, even though he's making balls from the center, but moving to the side again.
Oh, one very close. 4-ball close. It's dry, nothing doing. The only consolation, no shot on the 1-ball. Push out called.
Yeah, it's going to push to the top short rail. Probably push to nicking the 1 to the right long rail and bring the cue ball to the opposite long rail behind the 5.
Wondering, could he slide the 1 past the 8, Tim, and get in behind the 10 ball with the cue ball? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I guess he could, but it's quite a thin contact. And the thick contact might result into running into the 10, like you see. Was a little bit weird. But the 1 ball didn't. Well, the 1 ball didn't dress up in any way, so he still managed to survive. And also sometimes it's not always worth it to take your extension the first time you hear that beep. Like, what about if Szewczyk hooks you a lot worse? Now you need more time and you don't have the shot clock. You're like almost guaranteed to lose the game.
That was a clever shot. It looked a messy shot, but exactly as planned, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of 3 cushion on there. Bring the cue ball back down table. I think he might have to kick at this, and yeah, you kind of have to go for this because the 4 is making it a big pocket too. Can he go? Well, he has to make it a lot shorter though. So low right spin, shorten up the angle. Oh, so close. Great try.
Safety battle continues. Now, I know what a fan you are, Tim, of all my little fun facts that I usually do. I haven't done any this year, but I'm going to start doing them in the second half. And with its millions of lights, Las Vegas is considered the brightest spot on Earth. Rio is pretty bright at the moment as well, with all those Predator arena lights. It's about over 300 of them, probably about 320 of them. I wouldn't want to pay the electric bill, that's for sure. Great shot.
Okay, referee calling that the one ball is not touching, not frozen to the rail. So that means Chang can roll on top of the one if he wants to. Doesn't have to hit the rail again. I might still kick at this and play the kick safety, but this still works. Now Szewczyk has the kick. Half ball contact. Cue ball sliding on top of the 10.
We knew it was going to be tactical.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time until we would get a situation like this. And I'm surprised he didn't kick at this one ball to go for the safety. Felt like he could get the cue ball behind the 2 and the one a little bit higher. So now he's earned himself a chance to get on the hill again. Tough positional shot now though. Is he going 3 rails with the cue ball, shooting the 2 off the 9 here, opening the pocket for the 3 ball and running the cue ball 3 rails to the center of the table. Was not trying to catch the 5 and he's caught a huge roll there.
Every intention of playing the 3-9 combo. Very lucky, as you say, to avoid the scratch there. You must call the shots. This is 10 ball, so combos especially have to be called.
Uh-oh. And this is really not what I'm expecting from Jung. This is not the stuff that he usually runs into. Usually his cue ball work is just a little better, but he seems to be bumping the balls here and there a little bit more often.
I'm not sure if it's the first time both of these players have been on this table, Tim. Maybe it's playing just a little bit different to the outer tables. I don't remember commentating on either of these or seeing them on the
Me neither.
TV tables. Yeah,
That
so
is
could
that
be.
is a good point, yeah. That definitely could be it. But then still, this is the 3rd set, so you would expect them to slowly catch feeling for the table then.
Nicely done.
Oh,
Very nicely done.
well, let's see, I do like to go 2 rails here. Could go 1 rail too, call it in the corner, and in case you don't make it, the 4 ball will fly to the other side of the table. Good hit. Has got the safety behind the 8, but this is a very high percentage jump shot. Maybe the shape is a little bit tougher, but to make the 4, I cannot even imagine him not making the 4, honestly. But of course I had to say that so this would happen. So surprised.
Yeah, you know, with the equipment today, there's so many great jump cues out there that, I mean, basically anyone can jump a ball now, but jumping with accuracy and playing position is a whole new ball game. I'm not saying for 1 minute, of course, that it's easy, but I'm saying it's easier as technology progresses. But lots of unforced errors, Tim, from both players, uncharacteristic unforced errors as well. But you know, there's pressure also. TV table, have a chance to be in the last 8. Prize money does jump significantly, of course. 37,500 to the winner, remember. $17.5 to the runner-up, 8,750 to the losing semi-finalists. And 9th through 16th is $2,188. So, you know, that's kind of your flights and hotel taken care of, isn't it, Tim? If you can get to the last 8.
Yeah.
Takes a bit of pressure off.
Well, in a lot of cases, the money is starting to become a lot better in pool. In my opinion, I think it deserves it, but can always get better.
Yalin is on the hill, 1 away from being guaranteed the minimum of a shootout, but of course he'd love to win this by 3 sets to 1. He's looking more likely to go 2 sets to 1 up. Now I just mentioned, Tim, the bright lights of Las Vegas, and I mentioned all the arena lights that we have in here, the Predator arena lights at the Rio, and I said I wouldn't want the electric bill. Well, here's a nice little fact for you. The Luxor beam, the beam of light that shines up from the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas, it costs $51 an hour just to run that light. There you go. I certainly wouldn't want to be paying that. I don't pay that a month where I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, 9 o'clock match start up here. 98, 139.
Oh, close to the ball in the side, Tim. He seems to have got the pace better there. Went very, very close with the 1 ball. He's taken a lot off of that break.
Well, just wondering, is he lucky to make the 8 on the break, or is he unlucky to make the 8 on the break? Because that 5 ball is spoiling the party right there.
Yeah, I mean, where would you consider pushing to here, Tim? It's not easy, is it?
Well, you would expect someone to push this way. I just think there's always too many options pushing this way. Now, I do know that Chang always likes to play somewhat aggressive, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to call the bank. If he would get back to the table, he would take on the bank to the side, run the cue ball in the 2 ball, and then have the one behind the cluster 4-7-9 in case he doesn't make it. And this is the difference in style. Like Szewczyk thinks completely opposite. He doesn't play that aggressive. Good shot though.
There's a lot of players that would have taken on that cross-side bank, isn't there?
Yeah, that's also still the beauty of the game. You don't have to play that aggressive to be a top player. Just gotta feel your strengths. Oh, look at the cue ball. He is giving Szewczyk a chance to come back.
Seconds. He's going to have to hurry. The 10-second beat came and he still had the cue ball in his hand.
Well, just has to make sure he leaves himself high on the 3 ball. 4-7 combination is there. 5 and the 6. No work at all to do there, so I do feel like Szewczyk was playing a little faster. He's now slowing down. Could be dangerous to kill his own rhythm.
Yeah, an indication of the scoreline, I think, Tim, isn't it? He knows he's 3-1 down, doesn't want to make any stupid mistakes from here now. This is to guarantee a shootout minimum for whoever wins this set.
Yeah, like I mentioned, not too much work. Combination was lined up. Guaranteed shape on the 4 right after. 5, 6 are hanging. Stop shot here on the 5, leaves angle on the 6 to play the 9 in the... Well, you could choose the 9 in the same corner as the 10 or the 9 in the side pocket. I like to play this in the side, but I guess that's just preference.
Well, it's Wojtek's preference as well. Jung losing the first set by the odd rack, then breezed through the second set. 4-0, looked like he could have won this one by a big margin. But it's Szewczyk who's come back. 3-2 now. It's getting interesting.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why we could not be going to a shootout here in this match. If you just look at how everything has been going, I think we're extremely level on both sides if you look at the mistakes total. So
Well, Dennis Grabe fighting back against John Mora. It was 2-1 to the Canadian. and he was 3-0 up. It's now 3-3 in the fourth set rather. So Dennis Grabe looking to force a shootout against John Moore, looking to win the third set. This man breaking off, but he's going to have to come behind once again. He's 3-2 down.
Well, not making the one on the break, but 2 balls going in, and he's got a great safety shot here coming up. If he doesn't want to cut the 1 ball in, because, yeah, maybe he likes to take his chances from here, but I'm not a big fan of the cut. So he could bank the 1 ball 2 rails back down table, and the cue ball 1 or 2 rails behind the 7. Top left spin. This is one of those shots where if you start nailing those, it feels so good because it's a combination of both. If you both have them perfect and you block all the kicks, great feeling.
Yeah, in a way, Tim, it's as good as slamming a ball into the back of a pocket, isn't it? When you get the perfect safety, it gives you just as much enjoyment. Unless it's the winning 10 ball, of course, then that's a different story. Called it in the corner, so jumping over the 7.
This is a similar shot, really, sending the 1 ball 2 rails and trying to get the cue ball behind the 3 ball. Was really close. It was a good try. Very nicely controlled. Maybe just unfortunate to leave the rail first. Szewczyk could make this.
It's a thin one. Played it with draw as well for position. How's that, Tim?
Absolutely perfect. Does the 6 go in that same corner where he's playing the 3 ball now? If it does, this would be a fantastic chance for Szewczyk. Would assume so, so left himself angle. I think he's going 1 rail, possible 2 rails in between the 6-7, trying to bump the 7 ball. Great shot there. His cue ball is starting to be really good. Had a small phase where the cue ball was running a little further here and there, but now it's looking good. And 5 balls away from another hill set. Stun run through. And near the 10. This is to put quite some pressure on Chang. Chang being up 3-1. It's now 3 each.
Looked like Chang was going to be assured of a shootout at least, but now it looks very much like Szewczyk is in the ascendancy, Tim.
Well, as you can see, Wojciech, slight advantage on the break success. No fouls on the break. Making balls averagely on the break is also a slight advantage, so he's getting more opportunities through that. Safeties. The defense thing is so close, I wouldn't look at it that much. The offense, Wojciech has fouled once more. But yeah, like I mentioned, this match is so 50-50 at the moment. Will be tough to pick a winner.
Well, we have a winner. Jeffrey De Luna has defeated Radzislav Bebica from Poland by 3-0. He goes through to the quarterfinals. Looking forward to seeing Jeffrey De Luna play. Of course, he's known for his big break, but he's been here in Thailand a few times in the last few months, playing some big high roller tournaments. And to see him play, Tim, in, shall we say, you know, the handicap tournaments, I mean, he's giving ridiculous starts, and even in some challenge matches, he's giving some players the 2-ball and out on alternate break. He really is he loves the challenge, this Jeffrey De Luna, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play. And he's more than just a big breaker, you know, as you well know, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, nowadays there is way more skills. There's way more than just breaking the balls well or just pocketing the balls well. There's no way you're gonna reach the top 16 in a tournament like this, or the last 8, for example, with De Luna. There's no way he could get to the last 8 by just being a big breaker, and that's it. Like, you have to play. You have to be such an all-round player in order to do so. Oh.
Lost the cue ball again.
That was a tricky position though, but I think he was trying to run into the 3-ball and held the cue ball too much, which was tough. So is he going to try it?
I beg your pardon, just to give you a quick score flash, Tim. Dennis Grabet, from 3-1 down in the 4th set and on the verge of being eliminated, has won that and is now in a shootout with John Moore up 2 sets each there.
Well, tried to get the 3 and the 4 in between, did not get it. And I believe Szewczyk won't be able to make it. Well, he just called it, so maybe he has a shot to the corner. One good shot. 3-ball is on to the side, so call this extension, knowing that this is a very important moment for him.
Oh, so close. Has he been lucky? Has he got cover? Even if he has, I think there's a simple jump on Tim.
Yeah, I didn't think so. One interesting thing I seen there is when he struck the ball, his bridge hand moved inside, like he felt there was something off. So
You're
maybe,
trying to steer it. You know
yeah,
what you do
exactly.
when you move your bridge. You're trying to steer the ball, aren't you, after it's gone, kind of thing. Yeah. Not a good sign for Szewczyk.
And what a chance this is for Jung. Straight on the 4, stop shot here, perfect on the 5. Just maybe from the 6 to the 7. You might have to play for the 7 in the top left corner just to make sure you stay out of trouble. Don't
Good
think he
shot
can
then.
get... Yeah, like I was gonna say, I don't think the 7 goes in the same corner as where he's playing the 6. Unless he's going to play with low left and multiple rails. I don't think he can go forward. Well, he might be playing that. I would go forward 2 rails and just play the 7 in the top left. But that's why he's shooting and I'm at home doing commentary.
That's not the reason I'm sat at home doing commentary. Trust me. Well, Kazakis has come from a set down. He now leads Max Lechner. Mad Max. It's Alex Kazakis 2 sets to 1. Dennis Grabe leading 3-2 in the shootout after their match finished at 2 sets all. And Dennis has history actually in Las Vegas of playing arguably the longest ever shootout, Tim, but it was before they reduced the box back after 5 innings each. It was before they did that. They didn't introduce moving the box back until that particular match with Dennis. I think it went to something like 18-17 from memory. I was there. Incredible. So there it is, 4-3. 2 sets to 1 up, guaranteed a shootout. Szewczyk needs to win this to guarantee himself a shootout.
Okay, a
I
little...
would love to win this set. Beg your pardon.
A little bit of confusion there. I think Jung and the referee, they were talking about taking a break or not taking a break. So for a second everybody thought, okay, we'll have a small commercial break. But looks like both players are feeling well enough to just continue playing, so let's do it.
That's good to see. Well, listen to this for a story. Dennis Grabe, what a heart this man has. What a fighter. 3-2 winner in a shootout over John Mora.
Wow, that is actually crazy because I felt like John was playing well and I cannot imagine him not having a chance to beat Grabe after leading that match for such a while. So that must have been brutal to lose.
29 balls so far have been potted by Yalin. Looks like this one ball is going to make the 100th.
Well, won't be able to make the one directly. He's looking at messing around the 5 or jumping the one ball in, but it's quite the stretch. Cue ball has some air left, so prefers to go real first on this.
John Moore still has some involvement though in Vegas. He will be playing with Ashley Benoit from the United States in the mixed Scotch doubles. And I've just looked at the prize money in that, Tim. 30,000 to the winners of the mixed Scotch doubles. Of course, it was Woo Kun Lin and Han Yu, wasn't it, that won in Puerto Rico. Chang Jung Lin also playing with Chao Che Yu again. Jessica Centino with Mark Estiola. Looking forward to that one, Tim. Mark had a pretty good run in this, didn't he? And I think the surprise this year in the doubles, Jasmine Ocean is teaming up with Dennis Grabe. She's always played with Albin, but this year she's playing with Dennis Grabe from Estonia, and it seems he's playing well. So watch out for them to go well in the Scotch doubles.
Well, quite unexpected for Chang to completely miss that kick, but for the viewers at home, it looked like he missed it by a mile, but he was trying to skim the one ball real thin and send it over to the short rail, so obviously was trying to hit it just real fine and not just hit it full contact. So was a close try, just wasn't expecting him to miss that. He usually is pretty good with those finesse kind of shots.
Who would be your mixed doubles choice, Tim? If you could play with any of the female players, who would you choose to be your Scotch doubles partner?
Oh, that's a good question. I might like Rubilan. I think we would play a similar style.
Yeah, she's steady, isn't she? Very experienced as well.
Yeah, but she has an offensive style, but she also does a lot of moving. So, yeah, I think she's quite balanced. I think it would be very cool actually to play.
We're not talking about dance moves here, are we? When you say moving,
No. Oh no.
This isn't Dance with the Stars or Strictly Come Dancing. This is Scotch doubles I'm talking about.
Well, I do a little bit of dancing around the table too, so.
Pressure is on. To get into the cue ball here. A lot of low right.
Well, I was thinking just make the ball plain ball. Leave yourself a little longer on the 10. Just make sure you stay on the left side of the table. Make the ball. Because if
Yeah,
you
good
start playing,
call.
yeah, that spin can throw you off a bit, you know.
You don't want to flirt with the sides either, do you, Tim? Keep it simple. Well, can't do any more than that. He needs to win this set. And it all starts with winning a rack, and he's done just that. Well, Roberto Gomez is the next man through. He has beaten Dimitris Lukatos from Greece by 3-1. Into the quarterfinals then for him. We do know 2 of the matches. Listen to this for a matchup. Jeffrey De Luna will play Roberto Gomez, his fellow Filipino. Stefan Kasper will play Dennis Grabet. We still don't know who Josh Filler will be playing. We're waiting for the winner of Marco Tojca and Albert Yanuata for that one. And that's currently 2-1 to Tojca, and he's on the hill in the 4th set.
Well, there you go, making the 1 in the side. A little bit unfortunate not to get much on the 2. Does he have a stop shot safe behind the 3 ball? Or does he bank the 2 ball by accident into the 8?
I think he can send it round 2 rails, can't he, Tim, and just hold off the rail, kind of in the line of the 3.
Good shot there.
Played it well.
Like I mentioned before, these kind of shots, they feel so, you feel so powerful when those are working. Because still it's quite a big shot to play, and the object ball and the cue ball. But when you leave them hooked every time like this, you stay in control. It's such a nice feeling.
Marco Tojca is through. He's won 3-1, and he will play Joshua Filler in the quarterfinals. So it's just the winner of this one will play either Alex Kazakis or Max Lechner to fill that last quarterfinal spot.
Okay, let's see.
Confident
Made a good shot there on the 2 ball mark, but that 5 ball does not go in either one of the corners. So he's going to give himself angle on the 4 to possibly open up the 5, but plenty that can go wrong there.
Well, hit the underside of the 10 would be okay, wouldn't it, Tim? send the 5 towards the corner. Catch this side of the 10 ball.
Yeah, I do like it, but it's just easier said than done.
Oh, I didn't say I could do it. He's missed it altogether. I think he caught that a bit thick, didn't he, the 4 ball?
Well, I also think he was trying to catch the top side of the 10, push the 5 over and get the cue ball out of that cluster.
Well, he's already hit the 10 once, trying to escape a hook earlier on. You won't want to do that here.
Well, no cover. And a shot for Chang. It's a long one, but it's a good chance. Make it. And guaranteed shape on the 6.
Yeah, he just has to make it, doesn't he, Tim? Nothing to do with the cue ball. Just concentrate, pushing the cue through straight. Focus of Wojtek Szewczyk. It's pretty thin. Are you taking this to the top right as we look, Tim, or the bottom right as we look? The bottom right. No, there he is going top right, top left as we look now. Oh, he's overcut it, Tim. Can you believe that?
No, really?
Never seen him miss so many balls.
Listen, he did get a little bit funny, as in he had a big cut to either corner, but just like you said, I'm just not used to Chang missing so many balls overall. Like I said, this match has everything to go to a shootout. Every time I think that there might be a slightest of chance that one of them might pull away with it, something extraordinary happens, something unexpected happens.
Yeah, kudos as well to Wojtek for sticking in there. We know he's a fighter, never gives up. And he's had to be very, very resilient today. It's not been the prettiest of matches. We knew it was going to be tough, whoever, it was going to be a grind. Wojtek Szewczyk, you'll have to scrape him off the table because he won't leave with ease.
Well, to be fair, both players really don't have much give up. That's also one of the reasons why I like to watch both of them, because whenever they lose a set or whenever they feel like they're struggling or keep missing balls, they just keep looking for that right shot. They don't play any give up shots, you know, they just don't drop down and just whack them. They keep trying to find the right move, and it's super tough to do with, you know, all the disappointment they have to fade within these 4 sets.
Well, you can't separate them, can you? 100 balls to 99, just one ball in it. Yalin will be hoping he can increase that by at least another one off this break. Sorry, Wojtek, I beg your pardon. I'm getting tired, Tim. I've been up all night. I know you have as well.
Well, there's nothing better than starting off your day with pool, so.
Well, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, put it that way.
Well, the one ball was too slow, got kissed, dressed up, or at least he does have a shot to the side. Do you think? Not sure if he can catch the 7 ball a little thinner and get shape on the 2. I don't think so. I think I might play safe on the 1 ball, but the referee, she's just called the 1 ball on the side, so. Just missed the 1. Oh, he did. And for a second I also wondered, like, he could have called the 7 ball, but he didn't. So, chance for Wojtek.
It's another mistake, isn't it, from Yalin? This is probably the worst I've ever seen him play, to be honest.
Be escorted out of the building. That's to bring a scooter into the venue.
It says a lot for Wojtek as well. He's kept him quiet, kept turning the screw.
Let's
This
see.
is to get on the hill, Tim. To get on the hill for a shootout.
Well, this game is far from over though, because to get from the 8 to the 9 could give some trouble. Low left on the 4 will give him angle to get from the 5 to the 6, so not too worried about that.
Yeah, all ball fouls, so has to be careful. Have to watch the balls there. Let's have another little thought for our referee, Tim. It's been a long match, a long, hard match. She's had to stay on the ball as well.
Oh, well, this is not too great here, Mark. Straight on the 6, and like I said, it was already going to be tough to get from the 8 to the 9. Imagine also getting the distance on the 8.
The familiar sight of Polska on the back of the red and white shirts, which we've seen so many great Polish players adorn over the years.
Oh, nicely done. plenty of inside spin to make sure he doesn't run into the 10 ball. And a guaranteed angle to run the cue ball back down table for the 10. 2 balls away to get on the hill. And we are about to get real close to a shootout now.
Well, I just recently commentated on the Artistic Pool World Championships from Michigan, and there's a shot in the program by a very, very famous Polish trick shot artist called Luke Sawala. And this man has pulled a few tricks out of his sleeve as well today. He is now on the hill in this final set of the 2025 Kamui Las Vegas Open, on the verge, Tim, of a place in the quarter-final.
Well, Wojciech's last break for the match. I believe this match has now been going on for like 3 hours-ish. So will be interesting to see if we go to a shootout, which of the two of them is still the sharpest, has the most stamina.
Well, I've just seen a very, very interesting partnership in the doubles, in the Scotch mixed doubles. Alex Pagulayan, now I didn't know this until I just looked, is playing with Yvonne Hebler, Roman Hebler's wife. She's here playing in the Las Vegas Open also for the women. So that's nice to see. And Rublin Ahmet, your preferred partner, Tim, unfortunately, mate, this year, she's playing with Francisco Bustamante. What experience there is between them two. I'm really looking forward to seeing those two play doubles together.
Well, I definitely understand the choice of playing with Busti.
Another interesting partnership is Jose Alberto Delgado playing with Mighty Rapero. Now, I don't know whether you've seen her playing much recently, Tim, but I think she's improved so much over this past year. She's playing some really good stuff, and I'm so pleased for her because she works so hard on her game. Also does lots of travelling. It's gone wrong, and look at this, Tim. Is there a 2-10 after the 1?
Yeah, that might be the shot, because it's either that or to play for the 2 ball in the top right corner. But that shape is just as hard as making a combination, so I'd rather swing for the win.
Well, that's exactly what
Look at
he's
the
doing.
speed. Look at the speed. How well has he played it? Straight on the combo. This is to get to a shootout.
He's potted a big 10 ball before to win the World 10 ball. This is to force a shootout. Oh, I thought he'd overcut it. Played a bit of safety as well on it. Well played, Wojtek Szewczyk. We are going to a shootout, Tim.
But first, it looks like Chang is going for a little break. Oh, well, he's wanting to go for a break, but they said no break. You've had plenty of breaks. Well, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Place your bets. Like I said, it will be tough to pick a winner from a couple sets ago. Imagine picking the shootout winner.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Is there a slight favourite in this? I suppose we better explain the rules, Tim. So Chang Jung-Lin won the lag. He gets to choose first. He wants to go from the right side as we look. I think that's what just happened there. The 10 ball will be placed where it's racked in the rack, not on the head spot. So it's where it's racked in the rack. That's where it goes, about 3 inches or 4 inches behind the actual head spot. There'll be 5 shots, alternating sides after each player has played from the designated side. So they'll both shoot from this side now. They must make it in the bottom left-hand corner. You mustn't scratch. You must make it in that corner pocket only. And if we're level after 5 shots, we will go to a sudden death shootout, and that's when the diamond shrinks back by 1 to make it even harder. Chang Jung-Lin missing his first shot, Tim.
Yeah, quite jabby stroke there. Didn't look very smooth at all, so first opportunity for Szewczyk to put some pressure on Chang for his next shot.
Are you always shooting first, Tim, if you're given the chance?
Yeah, I feel like you kind of have to start, you know, to at least take the opportunity and put pressure on your opponent. If you miss the ball, you miss the ball, but you're supposed to make it and put pressure.
Wow, what a shot. Played with low, bit of left as well, swinging the cue ball in and out the angles. Do you remember how Carlo Biardo used to shoot these, Tim? He used to smash them in, didn't he?
Yeah, 100 miles an hour, yeah.
If he was slightly off, he hit them so hard that he'd widen the pocket a little bit anyway. If there wasn't a pocket there, he'd make a new one. So switching over to the other side. The cue ball must be no more than a diamond out and 2 diamonds down. That's better. But of course, Wojtek has a slight advantage, especially if he can make this one.
Well, also, I might be wrong, but did Chang play the second shot different than he played the first shot?
Yes, he
I
did.
believe.
He played
Yeah.
with plain ball first one. Second one, he played slightly harder and below centre.
Which is so interesting. Could be the opposite sides, or could be because he missed the first, he chose to play him different.
Yeah, I think it might be more about the sides, Tim. For the simple reason he moved the cue ball a lot further in to the table, you know, to the edge of the diamond rather than off the rail. Be
Well, I gotta
interesting to
say,
see how he plays it.
Wojtek is staying calm. He's not looking too nervous. Like, he's looking good so far. And all the pressure is on Chang, and this is the side where he's missed his first shot from. So he knows that too, that he missed the last time he shot from this side.
Yeah, and it's much closer to the rail, look, you see. Natural for the right-hander. Yeah, much better. Much better stroke that time. No snatch in the stroke. But when he does shift across to the left-hand side of the table as we look, his right, he likes to get his hand on the table, Tim. Doesn't like playing as a right-hander off the rail from that side, which is interesting. Of course, much better for the left-hander, isn't it? Over the other side, whereas this favours the right-hander.
Well, I also feel you have a dominant eye, which makes you shoot better from one side than the other side. Just slightly.
Beautiful stroke again, and it's worth just telling you guys as well, reminding you, there is a shot clock as well, and no extension, so they are under the shot clock. Now, Jung has to make this. If he doesn't, it's over. Wojtek Szewczyk will be into the quarter-final. Kazakis has beaten Lechner very, very quickly. He will be in the last 8, but will he play Jung or will he play Wojtek Szewczyk? We're about to find out. Maybe. Oh. Lots of heart. But, of course, it's all irrelevant because if Wojtek Szewczyk makes this one, he will have 4 out of 4 and will go through to play Alex Kazakis. Drama. That was an anxious stroke. He's come across it, Tim. He's snatched it slightly. Maybe that little bit of extra pressure. Jung is still in this. Now watch what happens, because where you're allowed to play from shrinks back by 1 diamond. So it's no longer the kitchen line, it's right back. And this is interesting. There's the referee just showing it's now within a diamond across and a diamond on the side rail. Much more difficult.
Well, Chang definitely put the pressure on Szewczyk by making the last 3. Could put even more pressure here.
Yeah, and this is sudden death now. Szewczyk has to make it, Tim. Otherwise, he's lost. You wouldn't have thought that, would you? When he made his first 3. So this to stay in the Kamui Las Vegas Open. Oh, right in the heart. He enjoyed that one. The torture. It's entertainment for us and the fans there watching. I'm sure there's a big crowd that's gathered around the arena, as is always the case when a shootout. The whispers go round. There's a shootout, there's a shootout. The crowds come. The pressure builds. And now Jung.
Yeah, and another one of those little poke. You could see the cue going a little bit to the left. I think he put a trace of inside spin on there. What a chance, another chance for the pole to get to the quarterfinal.
It's just worth mentioning as well, the temple is always spotted with the white side up, and the circumference of the ball, all they can see is blue, so that it's the same for every single person. They're shooting at a spherical blue object.
Come on! Come on!
Right in the heart. Come on, he says. Come on. Well, we were hoping for a shootout. It was a really, really long match. We did get our shootout, and I don't know about you, Tim, but I've worn out, and I'm going to get out very, very soon. So there it is then, as we see a replay. Come on! I don't know what come on is in Polish, but anyway, it's Wojtek Szewczyk who goes through to the last 8. And he will play Alex Kazakis in the quarters. Thank you so much for your company. We promised you a long day of pool. It went all the way. It couldn't have gone further, could it? We even went to sudden death. I think Tim needs to get to bed. I don't know about anything else. I'm off for a swim. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow live from the Rio All Suites Casino. From Tim de Ruyter and myself, Mark White, it's au revoir, goodbye. See ya.
See you tomorrow.